Tonight from the corner of Washington and Swan Street, the Buffalo Bisons and Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs get set for what will be Game 4 of a 6-game series as we begin the weekend here in downtown Buffalo. Welcoming back inside the broadcast booth. Alongside the Buffalo Baseball Hall of Famer Duke McGuire, I'm Pat Malacaro. Frank Lopez is our network producer tonight, and Duke, for the second time in Buffalo and third time in a Blue Jays organizational uniform, Shane Bieber will start on the mound for the Bisons.
Yeah, what a great acquisition. I mean, I'll tell you what, if this guy comes back healthy and he appears to be, moving along, progressing beautifully, it'd be just like a late acquisition on a big trade, but they didn't give him, he's ready to go. I mean,
yeah, acquired him from the Guardians for Cal Stephen, a prospect who came up through the Blue Jays organization, finishing in New Hampshire. But, we always talk about it. In order to acquire a talent like Shane Bieber, you have to give something up. So the Blue Jays, with a lot of young pitching depth, and Cal Stephen was the player acquired, and now Bieber, you add him to Gausman, Barrios, Bassett, Eric Lauer. That rotation already has been very good this year, and adding someone like Bieber who can be so consistent just amplifies it.
Yeah, Scherzer.
Right.
Those are two guys that, they weren't in the rotation earlier this year, and now to add those two guys late in the season, they're peaking at the right time, the Blue Jays, right now. They're going good.
Still the top team in the American League and trying to solidify their spot in the postseason. For Shane Bieber, this will be his third start with Buffalo. 0-1 with a 3.38 ERA. Has gone 5 innings or more in each of those two starts, including 6 days ago in Worcester. And he has finished up his warm-up tosses. He will face Justin Crawford, Alec Bohm, and Donovan Walton. 1, 2, 3 in the Lehigh Valley batting order. Alec Bohm, a 2-for-5 day at the plate yesterday, so he now has 3 hits in the last 2 games on a Major League injury rehab assignment of his own. Crawford 1 for 4 last night, still one of the top hitters in the International League, batting .330 as he digs in from the left side. Bieber has finished up his warm-up tosses, now heads to the top of the hill. And as we've seen the last couple of days, the Bison third baseman tonight, Michael Stefanik, plays just about in on the infield grass as Bieber goes into the windup. Tonight's game is underway with the first pitch fastball strike over the inside corner at 6:35, right on time. Under 85 degrees Fahrenheit and 29 Celsius.
Watch that 5.5 hole over there.
Well, one is vaulted out to left center field, coming on his Class A on the run. He won't be able to make the catch. Crawford just serves it the opposite way, taking the fastball to left center for a leadoff base hit.
Yeah, Class A had no chance to catch this ball. He was out there pretty deep. He had a good jump on it. He just, and he's got good speed. He just couldn't get there. A little flare off the end of the bat.
And now that can easily turn into a double quickly with a guy like Crawford, who has 37 steals and 46 tries. Now Alec Bohm digs in from the right side. 5th game on his rehab assignment, having played now in all 4 this week. Takes off the outside corner at 93 for ball 1. Bieber heading back to the top of the hill on the first base side of the rubber. Crawford taking his lead, being held on by Terada. Throw over that way. Well, Crawford was leaning, but is able to get back safely.
Good quick move over the first.
First of 2 disengagements of the at-bat. Class A shading the opposite way on Bohm towards right center. The 1-0, there goes Crawford, swinging a miss, throw it on to second base is a good one, and it's right on time, and he is out. The caught stealing goes 2-4 as Orelvis Martinez applies the tag, and Crawford is snuffed out right away.
Beautiful throw right on the corner of the bag, and with Crawford diving into second base, he basically tagged himself out there as the throw was waiting right there. That was close.
Yeah, Crawford thought he got that left hand in. Instead, the count is 1-1 now with 1 out.
But it was a perfect throw.
Now the 1-1. Chopped off Bethancourt at the plate foul. Went to the slider, and the count is 1-2. We saw Brandon Valenzuela catching the first 2 times for Shane Bieber. Now it's Christian Bethancourt, the veteran battery of Bieber on the mound, who's 1-2 pitch. Spins down and away, evening the count at 2-2.
Yeah, good matchup right here, Bieber against Bohm.
Yeah, big league matchup.
Two guys at plenty of big league time.
Alec Bohm making his major league debut in 2020, a former first-round pick. He vaults one down the right field side, racing over his Shrek, but it'll land in the seats. Do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And for Bieber, drafted by the Guardians, a 4th-round selection, then the Cleveland Indians back in 2016 out of UC Santa Barbara. Shakes off one sign a couple of times. Now with the one he wants, the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Goes up and in on the changeup, locks up Bohm for the 2nd out of the inning.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he wanted to throw that pitch right there, but it was a perfect pitch up and in. It just really tied him up there. The ball was out of the strike zone, but he just can't get to that pitch.
So now 2 down. Donovan Walton bats defensively for the Bisons. Riley Terada is at first. Arelis Martinez, the second baseman, with Josh Kasevich activated off the injured list today at short. Michael Stefanik at third. Outfield left to right. Johendrick Pinango, Jonathan Clase, and R.J. Schreck. Christian Bethencourt on the receiving end of a knuckle curve in at the knees, called strike 1 on Donovan Walton. Saw Bieber working the knuckle curve a little bit more in Worcester. Tries to go to the changeup away, and the count is even at 1-1. Actually used that knuckle curve a little bit more than the changeup his last time out. 5 pitches in his arsenal. 1-1. Misses off the corner with the cutter, and it's now 2-1. Beautiful night here in downtown Buffalo. Seneca and Tower casting a shadow over the infield. The 2-1. Foul back to our left up in the club level. The count is even at 2-2. Walton 1 for 3 yesterday. Began the season in Syracuse with the Mets. Acquired in a trade last month. Bieber not wasting much time. The 2-2. Misses up and away, and the count is full. Went back to the changeup again. Missed in a similar location on that pitch to Bohm, but this time you've got a lefty at the plate. And the payoff. Chopped away foul off of Bethencourt again. That one stings right off the top of the feet. Oh, and yeah, Bethencourt is feeling it a little bit.
Let's see where he gets this one. I think he got it on the thigh, maybe.
Oh, yeah, right off the top of the thigh.
No padding there.
No. And then a little acting job for the dugout. Another 3-2. Hit sharply first base side, but foul. Tank Adamson doing a good job of getting out of the way of that one.
You think that's why Lester walks the way he does?
That could be one of the reasons.
Could be.
That's why he stays down in the press box and doesn't walk back and forth too much. Another 3-2. Again, fouled away. Count will hold at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bieber looking to get out of the inning despite a leadoff base hit to face the minimum.
Yeah, long at bat here for Walton.
Yeah, this will be the 8th pitch, now 9th pitch of the at bat. The 17th of the inning for the right-hander. Another 3-2. Hit in the air out towards center field. Clase back a couple of steps, now will jog in. The run, he'll make the play. Walton flies out, and that will do it for Lehigh Valley in the top of the first, who's making his 8th overall appearance in an Iron Pig uniform and his 5th start, facing Jonathan Clase, George Springer, and R.J. Schreck. 1, 2, 3 in the Bison's batting order. Medina began the year with the AAA affiliate of the Mariners out in Tacoma after being released in July, signed a free agent deal, and now has been here in Lehigh Valley ever since. Working from the stretch at all times. His first pitch to Clase showed bunt, pulled it back. The appeal is denied. It's ball 1.
That's a nice pickup for these guys. You know, a veteran pitcher like that. He's been around this league before. He knows where he's going, what he's doing. You know, he's a pro.
Yeah, not his first time in Lehigh Valley at that. 1-0. He's popped up, fouling out a play to our left, even to the count of 1-1. Made 17 starts for the Iron Pigs back in the 2021 season. Following year, spent time in Syracuse in addition to the New York Mets. From the letters, the 1-1. And on the ground of the second baseman, Arroyo to his left is up with it in plenty of time. Clase was hustling all the way, but he is out 4-3 for the first out in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, the ball got in on him a little bit that time. Routine ground ball to second base, just gobbled up out there by Arroyo, who throws him out handily at first. But you're right, he was giving it 90 feet down the line. He was going pretty good.
And you hear the Salem Field faithful cheering for George Springer as he bats for the first time tonight. We expect at least 3 at-bats for Springer, serving as the DH. And he takes over the inside corner, a called strike 1.
See Springer jersey in the house. Manoa down there. Clemens.
Oh, plenty
Carter
here tonight.
Lavallo, there he is. Mark's got the Torey Lavallo jersey in.
Now from the set, Medina delivers an 0-1. Chopper up the middle to the shortstop Castro. Fields it at the waist. Throws on in plenty of time. Springer bounces out. And it's 2 straight groundouts for Medina. 2 down in the first.
Well, that's what he can do. He can induce a lot of ground balls. And that one, nice routine 2-hopper, room service bounce. 2 down.
That'll bring R.J. Schreck to the plate defensively for the Iron Pigs tonight. Luis Verdugo is at first, with Christian Arroyo at second, Rodolfo Castro at short, and Donovan Walton at third. Outfield left to right, Rafael Antigua, Justin Crawford, along with Oscar Mercado. First pitch swinging, line shot past the shortstop for R.J. Schreck, who lines one into left center field. You talk about it all the time. When he hits the ball, it is well struck. Net off the bat at 99.
Yeah, he hits the ball hard, and he goes out and gets this one nicely. He didn't try to pull that ball, hit it right where it came from, and base hit into center field.
How about this?
A true celebrity guest in the house.
Right away.
Celebrity guest appearance. TC in the house. Terry Collins. How about look at this guy? He never ages. He never ages.
How about that? It doesn't get much bigger than that. As the next pitch is chopped to the third baseman, and that'll do it for the Bisons on the fielder's choice. That goes 5-4. Josh Kastovich bouncing out. We'll have more next. No score in the after 1 along the Bison Baseball Network and Bally Sports Live. Now it'll be a fun weekend to share some memories of Greg Brown and everybody in the Hall of Fame. And welcome back.
Well, thank you very much. It's an absolute honor to be back, to see Duke and everybody that's here. You know, I still have great friends here in Buffalo, and this was, you know, without a question, of all my minor league stops, this is my most favorite place.
First pitch from Shane Bieber is off the outside corner, ball 1. And a ballpark that really hasn't changed since you managed here. And I mean that in a good way. It is still as beautiful as it was almost 40 years ago.
It's, you know, it's a gorgeous place. And, you know, I had the benefit of being the first AAA manager at the All-Star game. The first year was here in Buffalo, and they've moved the fences in because this was one big park. If you remember, Duke, if you hit a homer here, boy, it was hit. So but it's still beautiful. They do a great job here. They should be very proud. This town should be very, very proud of the ballpark. The way the clubs run. It's a tremendous place.
It's funny you mentioned the old dimensions of the ballpark. Some of the younger guys that maybe weren't around back then in the Pirate affiliation days, I tell them, do you think you hit a home run far here now? You look to the back blue wall or the green fence out back. This was not an easy place to hit a home run.
Not at all. And, you know, you talk about those games in April, huh?
How about right field here?
Right field.
The wind blowing across. Oh, my.
Across.
Through the bleachers, it would just cut right across, and you couldn't hit one out of here in right field.
I was just at a show last week in New York because of the first female umpire. And I talked about the day Pam Postum was umpiring a game here in Buffalo on a Sunday afternoon. The sun was out and it was snowing.
That sounds right for a Buffalo April. Swinging a fly ball to center field as Clase camps underneath. He will make the catch. Arroyo flies out. 1 down here in the top of the second, bringing Peyton Henry to the plate. And whether it be the Pirate affiliation with the Mets, I mean, you know, you have to have so many great memories of just seeing so many players come through Buffalo and then graduate up, and you had a hand in all that.
Pat, I'm going to tell you something, seriously. And I told our minor league director this in Pittsburgh, our general manager. I had been on a lot of places in the minor leagues in my career. But I will tell you, if you want to produce a Major League Baseball player, send them to Buffalo. This is a big league city run by people who know how to run big league clubs. We had post-game interviews. I managed for 9 years in AAA. This was the only place I ever did a post-game interview. But that's part of what you have to be ready to do in the big leagues. And that's why this was, in my estimation, the best place for a young player to come up and learn how to be a big leaguer.
Or a manager.
Or a manager.
Peyton Henry takes strike 2. The count is now 1-2 in the top of the second. No score between the Bisons and the Iron Pigs. Happy to be joined by Terry Collins here in the broadcast booth. You mentioned it starts right at the top of the ownership. Bob and Mindy Rich, John Dandy's longtime team president, now Mike Puchkowski, president of Rich Baseball. They set the tone.
They did. They did it.
Chopper back up the middle of the shortstop. Kashovich fields, throws on to first in time. 2 down here in the second.
You know, it always starts at the top, you know, in how they set a precedence down, how they wanted things run. And this was a first-class place. And, you know, they demanded a lot. I mean, we'd have win a big series, and the guys got fed in the clubhouse. I mean, they were sending food down from, you know, Pettibone's, which was better than any restaurant these guys have ever eaten at. So it just was a, you know, and I had to decide, do I come to Buffalo or do I stay in Albuquerque? This was a great decision to come here.
As the first pitch to Oscar Mercado is in for a strike, 0-1. You know, talk to Pete Weber about when the Bisons hosted the Blue Jays in 20 and 21. You know, talk about 1 million fans a year trying to get Major League Baseball in the late 80s, early 90s. But then to have the major leagues here, just it was so nice to finally have it in Buffalo and to share it with everybody.
Yeah, this is a big league city. Make no mistake about it. You know, the great fan support. You know, I got to tell you, I can't tell you how many times I looked at my pitching coach, Jackie Brown, during the game, and it'd be April, it'd be 37 degrees, drizzle and rain, and we'd have 14,000 people here. And I asked Jackie, I said, don't they have homes here?
Fly ball to center field. Clase will make the catch. It's a 1-2-3, top of the second inning, worked by Shane Bieber. And Terry, mind staying for another half inning?
I'll stay for a half inning, thank you.
Perfect. We'll be back with more next along the Bison Baseball Network and Valley Sports Live. To book himself as a guest.
Yeah, anytime. I'll tell you, we've had some great guests on. You know, obviously the one thing was the biggest, the most watched podcast in the history of baseball podcasts was the one I did with Tom Hallion after the big argument with Noah Syndergaard when he threw behind Chase Utley.
Chopper first base side. Ball is foul, 1-2. I mean, that play every year when that anniversary is, it always shows up on my social media timelines. And it's just, to me, it's such a great example of how managers and umpires can coexist. And you may not agree with what happened, but you both have your say, and it's over, and you move on.
Absolutely 100% correct.
And a line drive into left center field. Pinango will head towards second as picking up the ball off the track is Crawford. The throw comes in. Pinango with the leadoff double for the Bisons here as he clubs one into left center. Bisons have something going here in the bottom of the second, bringing Riley Tirada to the plate.
Pinango picking up right where he left off yesterday. Doubled in the 5th inning, had the home run in the 7th, and there's another double into the gap in left center field.
You know, the one thing fans don't understand is, you know, I've known a lot of these umpires for years, and I wasn't mad at Tom Hallion when this happened. You know, I was mad at the fact that we didn't get a chance to, you know, reciprocate for what Chase did to my shortstop the year before. So I wasn't mad at Tom. I was mad I didn't get a chance to retaliate on it because that was the game back then.
And so much has changed in the game these days. Now 1-0 on Riley Tirada. And I guess it goes to the point of being the most watched baseball podcast. I bet people still ask you about that moment when they see you all from time to time. You
know, it's pretty funny. I do a lot of events, and every time I see somebody, they'll say to me, you got to give us a shot. And I said, I swear to God, yesterday I got on the plane. I got on the plane yesterday, and some guy walked by me and said it on the plane. I said, you know, I almost thought I could get through today without hearing that comment. But I never can. But it's part of, you know, what happened. But that's also what makes the game great is that the fan base is crazy around the country for baseball. And that's why, you know, we've got to make sure it still stays exciting and stays fun for the fans.
2-ball, 1-strike count on Riley Tirada, trying to bring home Pinango from second. And it pitches over the inside corner, 2-2.
I know what your favorite thing is when they start the extra innings with a guy at second base. I know that's your favorite thing.
Duke, I haven't watched one yet.
Well, we've got an ABS challenge right here as the pitch was called a strike on Tirada, and it will stay a strike. This is something that's probably coming to the majors next year. And we've had it here in the minors for a couple of years. I'll say this. I'm a big fan of the challenges over the robot umpire, if you will. I think if that were to go to the major leagues, I don't think that would work.
And again, I think there's a place for it maybe.
Tirada flies one out towards left center field. Cutting over is Pinango, the center fielder. Crawford makes the play as Lantigua cut over. So Tirada is out, and there's now one down in the inning.
You know, I've done several functions with Bobby Valentine, and Bobby, as you guys know, had a lot of issues with umpires over the years, and he truly believes in all of the replays, all of the challenges. He said if the game's about everybody being right, then absolutely challenge everything. And I disagree with that. I said this game is about human beings, and there's nothing wrong with somebody being wrong if you admit it. You know, there's especially as a manager. You know, I can't tell you, Duke, how many times I had to say, yeah, it was a bad decision, to pinch hit this guy or to put in this guy as a pitcher. But it was part of the game. It's what made the game exciting. And now everything's a challenge.
Yeah, you got to go with your gut feelings. I mean,
that's a lost art of managing.
Yeah, I mean, here's my stat sheet. I'm just going to look at my stat sheet. Well, come on.
And I think as you go throughout the course of a season, maybe it's your bullpen, how you manage your bullpen. If you only sometimes go by the numbers, it can burn out your bullpen. You don't use a guy in a right situation. Maybe he's pitched 3 times in a row, and now you don't have him for a game because you kind of go by the numbers instead of maybe the feel.
Well, that's where it's at today, because now I'm not sure I've seen too many pitchers ever pitch 3 days in a row, because they have to face 3 guys. So they're throwing 30 pitches every outing. So now they got to have a day off. Where there used to be that matchup where you had a pitcher to come in and say, hey, if so and so gets up, I'm bringing in that guy to get him out. And now you can't do that. I've had pitchers on my team, guys. I swear, I'm telling you, if they pitched in today's game, they wouldn't be big leaguers. Guys, a left-handed pitcher could come in and get that big lefty out on that other team, and now he's got to face 2 righties. He couldn't pitch today.
How about Paul Ossenmacher? I mean, that guy he pitched for years and years and years. One guy, shoot.
You're absolutely right.
See ya.
I had a pitcher named Jerry Blevins. He ate left-handers up, and I wore him out by getting him up, because you're looking down the road, and here come, you got to get ready for Bryce Harper coming up, and I got Jerry Blevins up. Well, Bryce didn't get up that inning, so how you burn him in the bullpen once in a while, but Jerry had that durable arm where I could use him a lot, and you look up every year, the guy got 75, 80 appearances and made a lot of money facing one guy a night.
Orelvis Martinez at the plate. Bisons have 2 on with 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Happy to be joined by Terry Collins here in the broadcast booth, chatting about everything baseball as Adonis Medina comes to the set. A look at second, and the 1-1 pitch is ripped in the air to left field, going over is Lantigua towards the corner, and it's in for an extra base hit, bouncing up against the wall. Pinango scores. Michael Stefanik heads for third, and it's an RBI double off the bat of Orelvis Martinez, giving the Bisons a 1-0 lead.
Bison fans have been waiting for Orelvis to break out. He's just a $185. Got the job done right there.
Gives the Herd the lead here. And Terry, we were talking last inning about Buffalo being such a baseball town, and I think back to when the Mets you were managing went to the World Series, and because of your connection to Buffalo, it felt like everyone I knew that was a baseball fan was rooting for the Mets, even though they might not have been Met fans. 162 games in the regular season, those Bison connections, you're always kind of rooting, and that, I feel that's so unique.
It is unique. I'm going to tell you, I cannot tell you how much fun it was to manage here. I was just talking to some people downstairs who, their fathers were scouts here, and I used to have lunch with those guys. Duke, remember, Joe Overfield,
yeah,
and Don Colpoys, and those guys. I mean, they were baseball lifers, and they loved to come here every night and talk baseball. That's what made it special for me. That hey, look, and that's the difference, to be honest, in northern baseball. Up in New York, in this part of the country, these people know baseball, and so you're not going to fool them. And that's what, unless you've been up in this area to be in baseball, you don't understand how rich baseball, the fandom is around the country.
Yeah, Cy Williams, another example of one of those guys.
Cy Williams, that's right.
Strike 3 called on Christian Bethencourt.
He made the mistake of signing me.
Huh?
He made the mistake of signing me.
Yeah.
Can't get them all.
Back to the top of the card for Jonathan Clase. Bisons with a 1-0 lead.
Well, I will tell you guys something. I did 2 radio games with Howie Rose in Miami a couple years ago, and people don't know how hard this job is, because believe me, I was in that dugout a long time, and I walked up in that booth and sat and do what you guys did, and I was so a duck out of water. Oh my goodness, with the job you guys do to keep the fan interest, to make a picture for the fans listening is incredible.
That's why we've got Duke's name on the door here.
Yeah. And I understand that, but I think it's great. I think you got to have people who are energetic, who love the game, who sit in this booth, and and have to describe action that's going on so the people at home can enjoy it.
And that's the beautiful part about baseball, right? It's in the summer. It's basically the only sport going. And a line shot caught by the second baseman. He'll throw it on to first and end the half inning. Bison's cash in 1 in the bottom of the first. Always great to chat baseball with a good baseball mind.
What a great guy. And I'll tell you what, He was, I think, a Jim Leland disciple. I think Jim, you heard him say that, okay, this is the first time in 9 years I've been interviewed after a ball game, you know?
Right.
And I think he learned a lot from Jim on how to handle the press.
And that's something, you know, as you're a major league manager, and especially in places like New York, you need to learn how to handle pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah. Newark. Uh-oh.
1-0 line drive in the left field off the bat of Lantigua. It will be a base hit. Piñango will play it off the wall. Lantigua motors into second, and he'll be in there with a stand-up double and a leadoff base runner for the Iron Pigs here in the second.
The Bison's done a pretty good job on Lantigua in this series. He was just 1 for 11 coming into that at bat, but that time he strokes a solid line drive down the left field side, turned on that pitch nicely, and he beat Bieber to the spot that time.
Just the second hit off Shane Bieber tonight. It was a leadoff base hit by Justin Crawford that was promptly erased on a caught stealing.
Yeah, first solid hit, that little blooper into center field.
Now Rodolfo Castro at the plate. Takes a first pitch strike, 0-1. Terry Collins inducted into the Buffalo Baseball Hall of Fame back in 1992. Be a fun night tomorrow for the Hall of Fame induction ceremony of the 3 newest members of the Buffalo Baseball Hall of Fame, as Castro chops one foul, 0-2. Brian Anderson to be joined by Holbert Cabrera and Greg Brown, forever enshrined in the Buffalo Baseball Hall of Fame. Pre-game induction ceremony will take place at the Consumers Pub at the Park Restaurant starting at 4:30. 0-2 off the outside corner, 1-2. As we talked to Terry about, you know, how well baseball is received here in Buffalo, I think that's one thing. You take a look at all the names in the Buffalo Baseball Hall of Fame, whether it be people who played, managed, or part of Bison baseball. So we're going to chopper up the middle. The shortstop Kasevich with a room service hop throws on to first in plenty of time. Castro is out 6-3. No advance by Lantigua. And then you look at some of the names that were first inducted into the Hall of Fame in the late 80s. You know, Ali Carnegie's number is retired. Luke Easter's number is retired. But then you talk about guys like Warren Spahn. I mean, it goes up and down the list of just great baseball talent that has come through Buffalo, both homegrown and in a Bison uniform.
Yeah, and you know, the original committee, they had all these veteran guys, Joe Overfield and Cy Kreitzer, and all these guys that had seen the Bisons play since they were kids themselves, you know. So
sure.
I mean, if you were inducted in the Hall of Fame back then, you did it the old-fashioned way. You earned it.
From the set, Bieber looks out at second. The pitch to Luis Verdugo is right down the middle for a strike. 1-1. It was funny. I never put 2 and 2 together, but in the New York Penn League there was the McNamara division.
Yeah, Vince McNamara. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just long time, whether it be stewards of the game. 1-1 pitch is ripped down the right field side towards the corner. R.J. Schreck goes over, will land off the screen. The count is 1-2. Talk about many of the scouts that have come through Buffalo, and guys like Cy Williams, just great baseball guys. That's
lifers.
Yeah, that's one thing. I love everything about the game now in terms of all 150 days here at the ballpark, home and road. But that is one thing I do miss, is guys like that. They used to be up here in the press box, and you talk baseball with them or whatever, and just all the stories and anecdotes they'd share from over the years.
Yeah, Danny Carnevale, for
yes.
example, and go to Rochester, you see Joe
Altobelli. Yeah. Look out at second. The 1-2 from Bieber off the outside corner, 2-2. I don't know if you know this, but in St. Paul they actually have a Hall of Fame for baseball scouts at the ballpark. As from the outside on the plaza, you can see some of the names of the scouts that have been inducted into that Hall of Fame. So I'm going to chopper foul. Do it again at 2-2.
Just got a little piece of that one. Good breaking ball away. Just fought it off.
For Shane Bieber, 42 pitches so far. Looks out at second. Long pause. The 2-2. Chopped on the ground. Stefanik waiting back on at the third baseman. O'Field and throw across the diamond. Good toss from one end to the other on the 5-3 bounce out. Lantigua has to hold that second, and there's now 2 down here in the top of the third for Justin Crawford.
Yeah, that's one of those 2 hoppers that he You know, you hate to back up on the ball because you don't want the ball to play you, but he had to do it that time. He would have charged himself into an in-between hop. So he stays back and a long throw across the diamond, gunned him down handily.
So now 2 down. Got to bring Crawford with it. Flare base hit into left center field his first time up. Runner remains in scoring position with the Bisons up 1-0 here in the third. Cutter of the outside corner is a called strike one. Third baseman Stefanik even with the bag off the line as Kasevich shades up the middle with the left-handed batter at the plate. 0-1 fouled off to our left. Count is now 0-2 on Crawford. Shane Bieber now up to 45 pitches in his start here tonight. Again, the expectation somewhere in the 80-85 range after 78 against Worcester in his last outing. The 0-2. Foul back again. That time getting a piece of the high fastball, keeping the count at 0-2. A little bit of a breeze, very still night here in downtown Buffalo. Outfield playing it pretty much straight up. Piñango maybe a little bit towards the line in left as the 0-2. Waved at and missed on a ball in the dirt for strike 3. Crawford gives himself up in the batter's box, so that will do it as Bieber picks up the strikeout, his second of the night.
The designated hitter, number 24, George Springer.
With a hurt in the bottom of the third inning. Second at bat after grounding out to the shortstop his first time up. Springer 1 for 2 yesterday, also drew a walk. Medina from the set. The pitch. Misses off the outside corner, ball 1. Tried to go to the cutter, but Springer, the veteran, laying off.
We were talking some of the jerseys before, Pat. We got the Bichette down there, Vlad Jr., Batista. And how about the Crucker, John Kruk jersey down there? That's great.
Philly affiliate in the Iron Pigs here as Springer vaults one out towards right field. Going back is Mercado towards the track. And that's a dinger for Springer to right field. The Bisons will take a 2-0 lead on George Springer's leadoff solo home run in the third.
Well, that shows you how strong he is. That ball looked like it was a fly ball off the bat, and the thing never came down. It just kept going and going and going. Mercado kept drifting back, and into Bully Hill it goes. A Springer dinger, nice partner, nice. A Springer dinger, wow.
Leadoff home run extends Buffalo's lead out to 2. R.J. Schreck will dig in at the plate. Second game for Springer on his rehab assignment. R.J. Schreck digs in. First pitch swinging, he pops it up, fouled out of play, strike 1. In Worcester, as we take a look one more time, pitch out over the outside corner and just so strong, extending those hands.
Yeah, look, he's just drifted back like he's going to catch it. And the thing just kept going and going. I mean, that's like the ball Bohm hit the other day. I mean, those guys are so strong.
Schreck takes over the inside corner, called strike 2. In Worcester, they've got a 360 concourse where after the grassy knoll, there's a walkway for fans, and they have trucks, target sign for hit it here for a home run. As Schreck swings and misses strike 3. First out of the inning recorded by Medina and his second strikeout of the game. Well, George Springer, after his first round got going, wanted to try and play pepper with the trucks and home run side, and boy did he ever put on a show. He hit the scoreboard a couple of times, hit the truck. Josh Kasevich will bat. Bounced into a fielder's choice in his first at-bat tonight. And he takes over the inside corner for a called strike 1.
Dina bounced back nicely. That was a heck of a pitch that he just struck R.J. Schreck out with. Good breaking ball down and in, right under the hands.
Now the 0-1. Dropped over the heart of the plate. The changeup makes the count 0-2. For Josh Kasevich, this is just his 14th game of the season. Start of the year on the 60-day injured list, and has dealt with a couple of different injuries, including one suffered on his rehab assignment with Dunedin. Pitches down and away. Count is now 1-2. There's a collision on a ground ball on the infield. Suffered a injury setback, and that eventually ramped back up between Dunedin and the Florida Complex League. 1-2 toss. Cued off the end of the bat, foul. Do it again, 1-2.
Now just plug him right in the cleanup spot. First game in AAA this season. Just go in there and hit fourth.
Righty on righty once again. He was outstanding for the Bisons over 41 games last year, doing just that as he punches one the other way. Goes with the pitch and picks up his first hit in a Bisons uniform this season. It's a one-out single.
Oh, that's a nice job. You said it, Pat. He just went right with that pitch. Looked like a breaking ball away, and he just smoked it through the hole between first and second base.
Last year in 41 games late in the year, Josh Kasevich had 51 hits, hit .325 for the Bisons. He's one of those players that, had he been here all year, probably would have done a lot of damage and helped the Bisons' offensive cause. Now it's back in safely at first on the first disengagement of the at-bat of Yohendrick Pinango.
Yeah, you know, you look at what this team potentially could have been early in the season. You know, with Kasevich in the lineup and Stefanik the way he's been playing and what they thought Orelvis was going to, you know, do this season, and Palmigiani after having 19 home runs last year, you thought, you know, boy, that's a pretty potent lineup right there, but things just haven't quite gelled.
Yeah, whether it be injuries in Kasevich's case or this guy struggling to get the offense going, it has been a different type of season. Second disengagement right there. So now if there's another throw over, Medina will have to get Kasevich or it will be a balk. 0-1, breaking ball, clips the outside corner on the back door, 0-2.
I don't think Pinango liked that call, but Bisons with just one challenge left, don't want to use it this early in the contest.
Center fielder Crawford shading a step the opposite way. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball up and in. The count is a ball and 2 strikes.
It's a good pitch right there, though. Just trying to open up the outside corner for himself with that backdoor breaking ball, and he goes up and in with the fastball.
Now misses low. Try to go to the changeup, and the count will leave it at 2-2.
Yeah, fastball in and then change. Try to go down and away with it. He knows how to pitch. There's no question about that. If he didn't, he wouldn't be around as long as he's been around.
Yes. A 2-2. He's popped up, fouling out of play. Do it again at 2-2.
Because he's not overpowering. He never really has been overpowering. You know, he's a pitcher, not a thrower.
Made his major league debut with Philadelphia during the 2020 season. 4 appearances the following year with the Phillies, and then 14 relief appearances, his most in any single year in the big leagues with the Mets in 2022. Backdoor breaking ball called strike 3. Pinango is out for the second out of the inning.
Just great location that time. He started off the edge, bent it back, just caught the outside corner, and like Pinango might have given up on that pitch, and it come back to bite him.
Now Riley Terada digs in after flying out in his opening at bat. Bison's 2-0 leaders here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. First toss spins off the outside corner for a ball, 1-0. Crawford is shaded well to the opposite field on Terada, who has 12 homers and 51 RBIs. 1-0, spins down and in. Count is 2-0. Kasevich taking his lead. The 2-0 from Medina. It's popped up, fouling out of play. That's backing off and to our right. Count is now 2-1.
Took a little cutter there on a 2-0 pitch.
Went up and in on Terada, who just fought it off. The 2-1. This is inside, and the count is 3-1.
Tried to run that one back in on his hands that time, just missed the inside corner.
Ooh. A whole piece of the bat sheared off as a cutter towards the cup end of the bat will run the count full.
Right off the end, right off the cup end. Sheared it right off.
Tailing away and ran off just a little bit of a piece of the bat. So Terada gets a piece of lumber, and we'll use a little bit of the spray-on tackiness to get a better grip. Like many players now, it goes with that tape as well on the handle. Donis Medina trying to keep it at a 2-run deficit here in the third. The payoff pitch is down and away, ball 4. Terada draws the walk. Kasevich will finish his jog to second. Now 2 on with 2 out for Michael Stefanik.
Good eye by Terada to stay off that breaking ball down and away. Earns himself 90 feet down the line.
Well, that's another thing we talk about the year that Terada's putting together, hitting about 40 points higher than he did last year and increasing his offensive numbers. You don't get there without a better plate discipline and better pitches to see.
Yeah, he swings through a lot of pitches, but he doesn't swing through a lot of bad pitches. He usually gets a strike to swing at.
First pitch to Stefanik is over the inside corner. Sinker is a called strike 1. Kasevich in scoring position. Terada the trail runner at first with 2 outs. Medina from the first base side of the rubber. One's off the corner. 1-1. Nice crowd on hand here tonight for another Honda Friday Night Bash. We're down to the final 4 of the regular season. First of 2 on this 12-game homestand. Check swing foul and a ball boring in on the knuckles. It's now 1-2 on Stefanik. A celebrity look-alike night here tonight. Fans with an opportunity to win great prizes in different categories. Seen some good look-alike costumes. Now a pitch clock violation on Michael Stefanik. He is out, and he can't believe it. The home plate umpire, Macon Hammond, said that Stefanik was not attentive to the pitcher with 8 seconds to go. So credit Medina with his 4th strikeout of the night. The Baseball Hall of Famer, Duke McGuire.
All right, thanks, partner. That's a tough way to end that last frame right there, as Michael Stefanik called out with a couple of guys aboard. Man, that's a tough situation right there. As we got a great matchup here with Alec Bohm and Shane Bieber. Good breaking ball downstairs. He chased strike 1. Bohm a strikeout victim his first trip. Just missed the outside corner there. 1-1. Bohm starting to come around a little bit at the plate. His average is 167 right now, but when he hits them, he's hit some extra base shots, and there's a high fly ball to center field that carried very well out there. That Class A puts away just in front of the warning track, and he didn't really. That's how strong these guys are,
Yeah, got underneath it a little bit maybe. And a breaking ball, a slider, but hit it at 100 plus. So he made solid contact, just
got it underneath it, but I mean, it just looked like it was going to be a routine fly ball. That ball was almost to the warning track. As Donovan Walton steps in, he hit a fly ball to center field his first trip. Class A's had some business out there in center field tonight. And that ball's hit up the middle, through into center field for a base hit. Bieber reached down, couldn't come up with it, and Walton now 1 for 2 after flying out to center field.
made solid contact on a cutter left over the heart of the plate right there.
Third hit off of Shane Bieber here this evening. First one, a kind of a blooper in the center. And the double by Lantigua, and that one right there as Christian Arroyo steps in. He hit a fly ball to center field. 4 fly balls to center in this contest. Yeah, that one's nubbed off the end of the bat, strike 1. That's a Dorn Taylor special right there. Make him hit that fly ball to the big part of the ballpark. Terry will remember that one.
I mean, guys just marvel at the fact that this ballpark's dimensions were so much deeper than they are right now.
And I'm telling you, it was next to impossible to hit a ball out of here in right field.
I believe it.
And really, it took several years before a right-handed batter hit a home run to right field here, and it was Jose Canseco's brother, Ozzie.
Oh, Ozzie, yeah.
Ozzie hit one just in the front row over there, going the opposite way, and it just never happened. That one's a little bit low. Bieber wanted that one.
Think about it, about 20,000 people a night in this ballpark, the old aluminum bleachers, and just how the wind patterns were different here and how things have changed.
Yeah, with those bleachers out there, the wind just between the end of the club level there and the chopper towards short. Kasevich backhands it, and he gets the lead runner at second base. That's his only play there, as Martinez can't pull that double play off. Ball hit way in the hole. No chance for two there, but they get the lead runner.
Nice job by Kasevich, kind of throwing off balance off one foot, but made a nice play to get that lead runner.
But as I started to say, that wind would cut right through there, and any fly ball to right field I mean, the Rock, who would go crazy. He would go crazy. He'd hit some balls a ton to right field. As Peyton Henry steps in. Benny DiStefano, the Rock, he just had no chance. Al Martin have to go to left center field to get one. And it was so much farther back then. I mean, it was almost impossible for left-handed hitters. Jose Tolentino with the first home run to dead center into the scoreboard. There's a slow chopper to short, and they're going to take the short out at second base as Kasevich charges an underhand toss to Relvis. That'll do for Henry, and that'll do it for the Iron Pigs here in the fourth. Up 2-0 over the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs.
Second base number 13,
Relvis with an RBI double down the left field line. Back in the second inning, knocked in the first Buffalo run. Buffalo tallied a run in the second, a run in the third on the George Springer home run, as Medina delivers, and it's a chopper foul, third base side, knocked down over there. Wow. Chris Schaefer over in the third base coaching box this evening. Big swing by Martinez there, swings through the breaking ball, and it's 0-2. Adonis Medina from the stretch at all times. Here's his 0-2 pitch. Oh, he went too far. He chased that slider way off the plate that time. Martinez, the fifth strikeout victim of Adonis Medina. Pitch way outside. That wasn't even close. I mean, that was outside before it broke, and then it broke even further off the plate. Just opened up too quick. Couldn't check his swing as Christian Bethencourt steps in. He called out on strikes back in the second inning. And he takes downstairs, ball one. That came with runners at second and third, and only one out. Couldn't pull the trigger and got rung up. Bethencourt, the veteran catcher, swings through the breaking ball, and it's nothing. Excuse me, it's 1-1. Two runs, 5 hits, no errors for Buffalo. No runs on 3 hits. The Iron Pigs playing errorless baseball. As Medina delivers, and that's a sharp ground ball through the hole between third and short. Bethencourt's aboard with one down. Plug that 5.5 hole there, and it's back to the top of the order for the Herd. Hey, from fresh mountain air to exciting city adventure, Amtrak can get you there. Kids 2 to 12 ride half price every day. Book at Amtrak.com. Some restrictions do apply. Class A has bounced to second and lined to second, 0 for 2. Here's the set and the pitch. Chop foul, first base side, 0-1. Bethencourt with a Little League leadoff over that first base. He could fall down and get back to the bag from where he was last time. He's not going anywhere, obviously. It's one of the shortest leads I've ever seen. And there's a little nubber out in front of the plate. Good charging play by the pitcher, Medina, and he'll lob it to first. as Clase is thrown out 1-3, but on the play, Bethencourt will advance into scoring position. If he would have taken a look, as I said, Bethencourt didn't have much of a lead, and if he would have taken a look, he could have got the lead runner, but you know, he just made sure he got the second out of the inning. Don't throw it away. Stay away from a big inning. Take the sure out as Springer steps in after bouncing to short in the first. Hit that home run to right field in the third. And the fastball's too tight. Ball one. Outfield is straight away. Infield back, of course, with 2 down. Got to knock everything down. Got to zip it up, save a run. As the second baseman Arroyo is well over near the bag. And Verdugo well off the line at first as Springer takes a strike. Count even, 1-1. Off speed pitch. There's downstairs with the same pitch. It's 2 balls and a strike. Tried to take something off. Pretty good crowd on hand here for the Friday night bash. Big fireworks display after the ball game. Two-one. There's a line drive left field. Going back is Lantigua, and he will make the catch out in the gap in left center field. Pretty well hit ball by Springer, but Rafi up to the task out there in left for the Bisons in the fourth. No runs, a hit. No errors, and a man left on base. The score after 4. It's Buffalo 2, Lehigh Valley nothing on the Bison Baseball Network and Valley Sports Live. Mercado to lead things off here in the top half of the 5th inning for the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. Mercado has been up once, hit a fly ball to center field. Shane Bieber scattering 3 hits through the first 4 frames. 56 pitches. As he's into the wind, here's his pitch. Ground ball right side, past the diving Terada into right field for a base hit. Terada was well off the line. Tried to dive to his right, couldn't come up with it. And Mercado's aboard. And that'll bring up Rafael Antigua, who doubled down the left field line his first trip. Rafi now 2 for 12 in the series. As Beaver sets at the belt, here's his pitch. At the letters, strike 1 called. Rafi thought that ball was perhaps a little bit high, but no challenge. Originally signed by the Blue Jays back in 2016, international free agent. Quick move to first, diving back safely is Mercado. Bieber's at the belt. Long pause. Here's his pitch. Swung on, foul tipped into the glove of Bethencourt and popped back out. 0-2. Good location downstairs right there. Bieber looking for the ground ball right here. Bison's at double play depth. Here's the pitch. A little bit high. 1-2. Might have been the slider there. One-two offering. Swung on, chopped over the head of Bieber, backhanded by Martinez. Steps on the bag for 1 on to first, double play. Just what the doctor ordered for Shane Bieber. Chopper over his head, he let it go, and Martinez shading up the middle. Fields that ground ball, steps on the bag, and fires to first in plenty of time. 4 unassisted, 3 double play as Rodolfo Castro steps in. Castro bounced to short his first trip. And he taps this one foul, third base side off the facing of the Bison dugout. 0-1. Castro 1 for 9 now in the series. At 219 as he skies this one out of play, first base side. 0-2. Castro, despite the fact he's just hitting .220, has 13 home runs and 57 RBIs. And now he'll ask for timeout. And now we're ready to go. Here's the pitch. A little bit high. Fastball missed at 93. 1-2. Tried to get him to go up the ladder and chase. And there's a breaking ball downstairs. 2-2. Bisons with a solo run in the second and the home run by Springer in the third. Lead it 2-0 here in the top half of the fifth inning, as that one's in the dirt and the count runs full now on Castro. Bieber has a couple of strikeouts, hasn't issued a free pass, and that one's chopped to short on 2 hops. Kasevich throw a little bit offline. Tirada will leave the bag and apply the tag, and that'll do it for Castro, and that will do it. The 0-1. Just missed the outside edge there. It's a ball and a strike. That was close. Here's the 1-1. Fastball pops it on the inside corner. 1-2. And the 1-2. Check swing. Didn't go as the breaking ball was in the dirt. 2-2. Good job by Schruck to check a swing there. Two-two pitch. Backdoor breaking ball. Strike 3 called, and he's going to challenge. No, he originally wanted to put his hand up to his head. He put his hand up, but he didn't tap the top of the helmet. So he is rung up. And that is the 6th strikeout for Medina. And when you give up, a couple of walks and 6 hits through the first 4 frames, the only way you can dodge bullets is by striking guys out, and that's what he's done. As the fastball's in on Kasevich, ball 1. Josh in his first game of the season for the Herd bounced into a fielder's choice and singled to right. 1 for 2. And he chops one on a big hop over the pitcher's head right to the second baseman Arroyo, who throws him out handily at first base. 2 down. The crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd, and the snap of a Salen's hot dog. Nothing beats the sounds of a Buffalo summer, and nothing beats Salen's hot dogs, a proud sponsor of Buffalo Bisons baseball. Here comes Yohendrick Pinango, double to left center and scored back in the second. Came home on an Aroldis Martinez double. He's also been called out on strikes. And he takes a little bit inside, ball 1, like a cutter or a hard slider. Still can't tell from up here a lot of times. Pinango swings through the change. Count even, a ball and a strike. Medina from the stretch at all times deals, and that one's a little bit tight. Tried to jam him. And there's going to be a challenge. Peyton Henry's going to challenge this. Oh my goodness, it just, and I mean just, caught the edge. Huh. Wow. So it's 1-2 rather than 2-1. Good challenge by Peyton Henry. Man, that was close. That's in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Piñango now 5 for 13 in the series, with 3 doubles and a home run. Left-handed hitter, hands held high. Here's the pitch. That's outside. Tried to go with the backdoor breaking ball, and the count runs full. Pretty good crowd. Beautiful night for baseball here at Salem Field. Here's the payoff pitch. Just outside, ball 4. So a 2-out walk will bring up Riley Tirada. Bisons have had a base runner in every inning. At least one. Riley hit a fly ball to center and drew a free pass. Now at 278 on the year. 12 home runs, 51 RBIs. Here's the pitch. Fouled back. Good cut at a high fastball.
You're right about a good crowd here tonight. How about our friends from our parent company, Rich Products, the Rich Products alumni, having a party up here on the club level tonight.
All right.
Glad to see so many familiar faces from world headquarters and around the country.
I saw one of my friends from high school, Marilyn Roll, who used to work over there, and we graduated together. She's retired. I'm still here. So that one's chopped behind the plate, nothing in 2.
Still having fun.
Oh, yeah. Kim Tetro, who left Rich Products, wound up taking a job over at Amherst High School, working in the attendance office there. Of course, our buddy JB.
Oh, yeah. Longtime Rich's associate, man of many hats.
Breaking balls in the dirt, and his wife Kathleen tells me his youngest daughter is getting married soon.
Wow,
how about that?
congratulations.
So Paul Rich down there. Of course, Bob and Mindy we saw.
Yeah. So Jane Howard as well here tonight.
1-2, bounced and threw into center field off the glove of a diving Christian Arroyo. A chopper over the head of Medina. Arroyo tried to go to the shortstop side of the bag and made a diving attempt, but couldn't quite come up with it. And once again, the Bisons threatening with 2 down.
Solid strike back up the middle for Tirada, who now is aboard for the 2nd time tonight. First time on a base hit.
And here comes Michael Stefanik, who came up last frame with 2 on and 2 out and got called out on a pitch clock violation. Man, that's a tough way to go down, because this guy's such a good clutch hitter.
I think he thought he had called time, and it was not granted.
Here's the pitch, and it's down and away, ball 1.
And as this inning starts to labor on, Lehigh Valley will get some action out of the bullpen. Devin Sweet has picked up a baseball and will start tossing.
84 pitches now for Medina. As Stefanik chops one to third. It's called a fair ball. And the third baseman, Walton, fields it and steps on the bag to get the force out, and that'll do it for Stefanik, and that will do it for the Bisons here in the 5th. No runs, a hit, no errors, and
leading off the inning for the Ironheads.
Shane Bieber continues on for the Herd here. Buffalo up 2-0 in the top half of the 6th inning. He has scattered 4 hits, has not allowed a walk, picked up a couple of strikeouts. And he'll be facing Luis Verdugo, and then back to the top of the order in Justin Crawford and Alec Bohm. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. Verdugo bounced to third base, his first trip. And he lines one off the end of the bat into center field. A broken bat base hit for Luis Verdugo.
That bat will die a hero. Leadoff base hit here in the 6th inning.
And 2 of those 5 hits, little flares into center. And he got that one right off the end and snapped his bat as it's back to the top of the order now, and Justin Crawford single to center and struck out. Chase one in the dirt. And he tries to make A bunt attempt at this one. Bunts it foul, third base side. This is a bunting ball club right here.
When you've got speed, like some of the guys in the lineup, Crawford.
Yeah, they lead the league with 27 sacrifice bunts. That's the most in the league by 8. And they have the most bunt base hits with 24. This guy's got 7 of them. Oh, hello. Answer the phone.
That one caught the home plate umpire flush.
Spun his mask off to the side.
And Christian Bethencourt right away got up to make sure Macon Hammond, as he staggered back, was okay.
Take another look at this. This is a high fastball. It just, oh man, right in the grill. Oh.
But
I mean, you got a mask on, I know that, but still.
Yeah, somehow Macon Hammond was able to stay on his feet. That was a direct strike.
It looks like he's okay.
Yeah.
We'll check with his dentist after the game.
Yeah, that one's going to rattle a little bit.
Oh, boy, oh boy.
Real speed.
You're right. He somehow managed to keep us. He started to go backwards a little bit.
And Christian Bethencourt walked out to the mound to give Macon Hammond a little extra moment there.
So Crawford in the hole, nothing in 2. As Bieber sets at the belt. Here's his pitch. Chop foul behind the plate. Breaking ball. Now we got to say it once again. Justin Crawford, the son of Carl Crawford, big league all-star.
And also related to former Iron Pig and Mariners all-star J.P. Crawford.
There's a bouncing ball towards second. Martinez to Kasevich for 1, on to first. Oh, just missed the double play. Very close over at first base. Crawford could fly down the line, and he just beat the throw.
I want to see a replay of that one.
Let's take another look. Martinez on 2 hops, sidearm flip. Kasevich gets rid of it good.
I can't tell there.
Down. Yeah, let's take a look. It's slowed down here.
I think he's out.
I think he's out too. Yeah. He should have been out. Well, that's what Terry Collins was talking about. It's human error.
Yeah. In the big leagues, you can review that. Here in the minors, you go with the human element.
Quick move to first. Crawford dives back safely. If you're thinking about saving for your child's or grandchild's higher education, you can learn all about New York's 529 college savings program, as he is out at first base. Check it out. nysaves.org.
Promotion from the New York 529 program next Sunday.
Bohm hits a high fly ball down the right field line, and Schreck makes the catch just in foul territory in the corner. That ball gave him a little problem out there.
Yeah, that's another ball. The double flagpoles at times tonight have been flying out to right field. And that was another ball that kind of just kept getting carried by the wind, but kind of wound its way back and stayed enough for Schreck to make the play.
Good job by Schreck to stay with it. So it's a foul fly to right field for 2 down now, as Donovan Walton steps in, left-handed hitter. Walton, fly ball to center, single to center. There he goes. Here's Bethencourt's throw. It's a beauty. They got him again. Christian Bethencourt right on the money as Crawford is gunned down for the 2nd time tonight. And that'll close things up.
Fans now pitching for the Iron Pigs. Devin Sweet, this pitching change.
Half of the 6th inning, a new hurler on for the Iron Pigs as Devin Sweet comes on to make his first appearance in this series. Sweet, with 35 appearances this year, is 2-1 with a 5.49 ERA. 39 in the 3rd innings, 20 walks, 36 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .257 against the right-hander. So another look at that throw by Bethencourt, right on the money. As Orelvis Martinez tries to get things going for the Herd, he swings through the breaking ball. Strike 1. Martinez double to left to not get a run and struck out.
Things have a way of kind of evening out there.
That's right.
It should have been a double play. Instead, Crawford's thrown out trying to steal a base.
Fastball at 90, up and in. It's a ball and a strike now on Orelvis. Sweet was DFA'd and outrighted to Lehigh Valley on the 3rd of August as it's chopped foul, third base side, 1-2. Originally signed as a non-drafted free agent back in July of 2018 out of North Carolina Central University. He was signed by Seattle as a free agent. He was claimed off waivers by San Francisco from Oakland in 2023. So he's been around a little bit. Tigers, San Francisco, as he delivers to Martinez, who swings through a breaking ball. As Sweet fans the first man he faces here in the 6th. That'll bring up Christian Bethencourt. Bethencourt called out on strikes in the 2nd, single to left. A ground ball through the 5.5 hole in the 4th. But his big contribution today, he has gunned down Justin Crawford, Carl's son, twice at second base as he swings through that one, strike one.
A 2-4 and a 2-6 caught stealing. Both defenders getting in on it with Bethencourt.
As Bethencourt swings through another one. Looks like a cutter up and in. It's 0-2. Sweet last worked on the 10th against Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Went 2/3 of an inning, gave up a couple of hits and a run, walked one, gave up a home run in that ball game. Features a fastball, slider, changeup. And there it was right there, and it's in the dirt. 1-2. Outfield shading Bethencourt to go the opposite way. And that one's popped up foul behind the plate, out of play.
Fan right in front of us made the play on the ricochet as the ball bounced just to the booth to our left.
Sweet delivers downstairs. Two runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Herd. 0-5 and 0 for the Iron Pigs as the breaking ball is lined to right field, and that ball is going to be caught by Mercado. The line drive directly at him. That was a tough play as he had to go back and reach up over his head to pull it in. Ball almost fooled him.
Yeah, it started to take off on him, but a good job to stay with it. As now expected C.J. Van Eyck to piggyback behind Shane Bieber tonight. Van Eyck is up and is yet to start tossing out of the Bison bullpen. Maybe an indication that Bieber at 75 pitches will at least start the top of the 7th.
Jonathan Clase bounces second, line to second, bounce back to the box, 0-for-3, and he takes it inside, ball one. He had the big blow for the Bisons last night, that 3-run homer. Put the Herd out in front in the 5th inning. A monster blast out there in right field. Shows bunt there, takes outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Yeah, normally with 2 outs, you don't want to bunt. You want to get yourself into scoring position with a double if you can. But with this guy, he can turn a bunt single into a double, so not a bad idea, really. And he slaps one by the. Oh, that was beautiful. He pulled him in by the bunt, showed a bunt, pulled him in. He's going to try for 2 on that line drive to left, and he is going to be safe. Oh, that was sweet right there as he pulled Walton into the infield grass with showing that bunt, and then he just slapped the ball by him down the left field side. Lantigua got to it in a hurry, but with great speed, Class A, as we said, wants to get himself into scoring position with 2 down, and he beats the throw to second base.
We've seen him hustling on the base paths all night long, as now George Springer's night will be done. Damiano Palmigiani will pinch hit here. So the expectation was about 3 at-bats for Springer, and that's exactly where he finishes up the night.
So let's see if Palmigiani can come up big right here. Bisons have stranded a ton of guys. 7 guys through the first 5 frames, at least one every inning. Here's the pitch. Popped up foul behind the plate. That's going to be out of play. Damiano at 146, the home run, 14 RBIs. And he takes downstairs. It's even now, a ball and a strike. Big run out there. Bises could use a little insurance here. Just a 2-run ball game. And there's a reverse pivot move to second. And the obligatory balk caught by the fans.
I always want the balk.
I always want the balk.
You're not going to get it.
Not going to get it.
Every once in a while, but usually it's not when you're calling for it.
Palmaggiani takes in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. Buys a baseball, brought to you by NYTEC. Get real-time traffic and border crossing information from NYTEC. Go to nytec.org. Also, CPAC, Farm Rich, For Real, and Maury's, bringing quality and flavor to every game. Finger Food Products, maker of the original pizza logs. Only the best ingredients will do. And your upstate Honda dealers. And Palmaggiani has a big cut there out front of the change. Beautiful changeup right there downstairs. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sweet is not afraid to use that changeup. He uses it about 40% of the time. Two. Right back with it, and he got him. Palmaggiani down swinging, and that'll do it for the Bisons here in the 6th. And came in all the way from South Buffalo this afternoon. Actually, probably this morning. He got here early. I know he gets here early. Mr. Pat Malacaro.
Thank you, Duke. Donovan Walton will lead things off. 76th pitch of the night for Shane Bieber is hit sharply to the right side. Past a diving Riley Terada into right field. And it'll be a leadoff base hit. Walton's 2nd hit of the night. And just the 6th surrendered by Shane Bieber in this contest.
Yeah, he scattered them pretty good. They've got, that was the 6th, but they all came in different innings. They've never had more than a guy on base, and he's induced a couple of double play ground balls. Only one was called correctly, but the other one was close, really close.
Christian Arroyo bats with 1 on and nobody out. First pitch swinging, strike 1 on the cutter. Jose Alvarado is starting to loosen for Lehigh Valley as C.J. Van Eyck has now started soft tossing in the Bison bullpen.
He is no picnic, Jose Alvarado, I'll tell you.
Flamethrower from the left side. Pitch is low. Count is even at a ball and a strike on Arroyo.
It could lead to some uncomfortable at bats against that guy.
Center fielder Clase shades the opposite way. On the Iron Pig second baseman. 1-1 is hit foul off to our right. Now 1-2. The expectation again was 80 to 85 pitches for Shane Bieber. So depending on where he lands at the end of this at bat against Arroyo will probably determine whether or not Bieber gets another batter or 2. In his last start, the expectation was 70 to 75, and because of one more at bat, he ended up facing 78 pitches thrown. 1-2. Just missed the outside corner with a fastball. 2-2.
I think he wanted that one. He's asking the home plate umpire if it was high or was outside.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss and a ball in the dirt for strike 3. Arroyo strikes out. That is the 3rd of the night for Shane Bieber, and it's 1 out here in the top of the 7th.
Well, the fastball was just off the outside edge, and he comes back with the breaking ball there down in the dirt, and Arroyo chases.
And he will remain on to face Peyton Henry, who bounced into a fielder's choice in his last at-bat. 0 for 2 tonight. Bieber looking to reduce a ground ball here and get him through 7 innings.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I'll tell you, he's a good double play candidate because he hits the ball pretty hard and he hits it low. Good man to double up. Catcher going down the line.
Fastball was up and in, taking ball 1. For Shane Bieber, 5 innings in his first outing for Buffalo against Syracuse. 5 2/3 last week in Worcester, and now clearing 6 1/3, trying to make it 7. 1-0. Topped away foul towards the backstop. The count of leaving it a ball and a strike. Throw to first, just back safely ahead of the tag was Walton.
Rangers lead the Blue Jays 3-0. That game in the top of the fourth.
Line shot to the right side. Is well out of play. 1-2 on Peyton Henry, the ex-Bison. Bieber goes behind the mound, rubbing the baseball between two hands.
Kashioka with a 3-run homer in that ball game for the Rangers as the ex-Bison Rowdy Tellez came across on that home run.
Making his way through the AL West this year. Was with Seattle and Tacoma for a little bit. Finding his way to Texas. Bieber throws back over to first. Second disengagement of the at-bat as Donovan Walton dives back safely. And now Christian Bethencourt will head out to the mound and talk things over. Bison's baseball is brought to you by Equitable Advisors. Let's pursue what's possible. Niagara University, Primo Water, and Independent Health. You deserve the red shirt treatment.
Bottom of the fourth, the Mariners lead Owen Klein's Mets 4-3.
Struggled as of late. 1-2 pitch is chopped to the third baseman. Stefanik will have to charge on the slow chopper. Only one play to first. It is in time. 5-3 on the bounce out. That is the second out of the inning as Walton advances 90 feet. And 85 pitches exactly. See if Shane Bieber continues on. And he will, to face Oscar Mercado, a chance to clear 7 innings.
Good decision by Stefanik. Little chopper, slow chopper to third. He took a look at second base, realized he didn't have a play there, and gunned him down at first. But he got the ground ball he wanted, just wasn't hit hard enough.
And now Mercado, 1 for 2 tonight. He's raced on a double play after reaching on a base hit his last time up. Takes down and in on a change, 1-0. Ball stays at the feet of the home plate umpire, Macon Hammond. No advance by Walton from second. Big swing and a miss. Count is even at 1-1. Look at the runner at second. From the waist, the 1-1 pitch. Spins down and away. Count is 2-1.
Good old-fashioned slugfest going on between Milwaukee and Cincinnati. 8-8 in the middle of the fourth.
Wow. Brewers going for the 13th straight victory. Best record in baseball. 2-1. Breaks over the outside corner for a called strike 2, much to Mercado's chagrin. The count is even at 2-2.
Cincinnati was up 8-1 in that ball game. After 2. Milwaukee with a 5 spot in the third and a couple more in the fourth.
Did you see the game? It was 2 weeks ago, Pirates and Rockies, where Pittsburgh scored 10 in the first and lost?
Yeah.
Hang with them.
Yeah, that's a big old hang with them.
2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Bieber picks up the punch out, his 4th of the night and his 2nd of the inning to retire the Iron Pigs here in the top of the 7th. No run to base hit. 1 man is left, making his 4th rehab appearance with the Iron Pigs. Began the season with Philadelphia, 20 appearances, and then was placed on the suspended list. Now, taking over for Devin Sweet. 3 innings of work on this rehab appearance for Alvarado, who gave up a hit, walked 1 and struck out 1 2 days ago. He'll face R.J. Schreck laying things off. Josh Kasevich, Johendrick Pinango to follow. First pitch swinging line into right field. That'll be in for a base hit down the line. Cutting over is Mercado. And a wide turn around the bag. And a throw back to first. R.J. Schreck with the leadoff base hit. And the Bisons have a man aboard after Alvarado delivered 98 over the inside corner, but it was turned around quickly by Schreck. So leadoff base runner. That'll bring Josh Kasevich to the plate. 1 for 3 tonight. Had a base hit. And Second at bat of the night. Last time up, bounced out.
I can't tell you how hard that was. That pitch, 98 up and in, and he got the head of the bat through the zone. I mean, that was a tough pitch.
Fastball misses inside, ball one. Shrek has a really good eye at the plate, and we're seeing a very confident player. I think that injury where he got hit on the hand a couple of times sidelined him. Since coming back, we're seeing a stronger R.J. Shrek.
I mean, that was impressive.
1-0, misses down and in.
Because this guy can bring it, flat out bring it.
Yeah, that last cutter just at 93 and change.
Yeah, with the cutter.
Brings the hand set. Look at first. The 2-0. Popped up out of play. Kasevich gets a piece of the fastball. Alvarado making his major league debut with Tampa Bay. Acquired in a 3-team trade in the winter of 2020 between the Rays, Dodgers, and Phillies. And he misses upstairs at nearly 99, 3-1. Placed on the suspended list back on May 18 for a performance-enhancing drug violation. And as part of those suspensions, you're allowed to rehab in the minor leagues on your way back. Pitches up and in for ball 4. Leadoff base hit by Shrek and a walk to Kasevich. 2 on with nobody out for Yohendrick Pinango. Jose Alvarado will be eligible to be activated off the suspended list on August 19, so 4 days from now. Yohendrick Pinango's hit the ball well tonight. 1 for 2. Also drew a walk. Runners take their leads. The pitch. Up and away, ball 1. Missed the spot with the cutter. Now look back to second. Lefty on lefty. Alvarado sets from the first base side of the rubber. The 1-out. Fastball below the knees. And it's 2-0.
You're 99.
He's trying to find the location. It seems like he's just missing the spot just ever so slightly, but no matter where he tries to put the ball right now, it's just not finding the zone. 2-0 is chopped to the second baseman. Backhanded flip for 1 onto first, and it is in time. Nice play, Arroyo to Castro to Verdugo. Advancing to third is Shrek, but there's now 2 out in the inning on the 4-6-3 double play.
That's a nice turn by Castro. A good backhanded flip there. It was a slow chop. I didn't think they were going to be able to get 2 because the ball wasn't hit that hard enough, and Shrek was almost even with Arroyo when he fielded that ball, and he gave him the backhanded flip. But a good turn by Castro. Showed a good arm. Gunned him down at first.
Now Riley Tirada bats. 2 out in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch fastball misses inside for a ball. 1-0. And it will be challenged. I think he's right. I think it is a ball.
It is.
So the call is upheld. Lehigh Valley will lose a challenge. Alvarado wanted the challenge, but it was inside. The pitch. Misses inside again at 99. And it's 2-0.
What's wrong with this guy? Can't even hit 100. Jeez.
Flirting with it at upper 98 and 99. The 2-0. Inside 3-0. Yeah, from the left side even.
Yeah, this guy, it's not a fun at bat against this guy, I'll tell you that. You know, the guy that throws that hard, your tendency is to try and swing hard to get, but you got to swing fast. You can't try and muscle up against guys. You got to have a quick bat rather than that big sweeping swing.
Fastball taken up and in, and it's a 4-pitch walk to Riley Tirada. That'll put runners in the corners for the Bisons and Michael Stefanik.
3 straight walks for Riley tonight after a fly ball to center field.
Talk about the hard-throwing Jose Alvarado as the Iron Pigs will have a quick mound visit. Peyton Henry going out to the mound. Philadelphia went out and made a couple of big acquisitions at the deadline, including Johan Duran from Minnesota, who throws well over 100 from the right side. That can't be fun.
Yeah, I mean, you get the back end of the bullpen when this guy's ready to go. You got 100 to 102, and then you got this guy at 98, 99. Oof. One from the left, one from the right.
Phillies trying to make a run. Opportunity to kind of solidify their place in the NL East. First pitch to Michael Stefanik. Misses low for a ball, 1-0. Gets a new baseball. R.J. Schreck led off the inning with a base hit to right. He's at third. Riley Trout with a walk over at first with 2 out in the inning. 1-0. Fastball off the outside corner. It's 2-0. Low. Try to go to the sinker at nearly 99, and the count is 3-0.
Just can't find the release point.
Nobody loosening behind him in the pen. Not even close with ball 4. Back-to-back 4-pitch walks have the bases loaded, and a chance for Orelvis Martinez to extend Buffalo's lead, which is currently 2-0.
Well, he hit 3 walks this frame, but the Bisons have yet to tally up. Big double play.
Phil Kandari heading out to the mound to talk things over with Alvarado, giving the Iron Pigs a moment to get somebody loose in the pen. The Buffalo Bisons remind you that to be able to fly, you need a place to take off. At Niagara University, you'll find a community of Purple Eagles who will take your learning to new heights and inspire you to achieve at the highest level. So come find your people, find your passion, find the very best version of yourself. Come find your wings and soar at Niagara University. Get started at niagara.edu. Mound visit will come to a close as the 30 seconds have expired. Looks like Michael Mercado is lightly tossing out of the Iron Pig bullpen. The pitch. Fastball right down the middle. Strike 1 on Orelvis Martinez.
Bisons are already stranded 8 guys in this ballgame. They got to come up with a big hit here sooner or later.
Bases loaded, 2 out. The 0-1. Hit sharply, backhanded by the third baseman Wald, who picks it and throws on to first in time. Well, that could have played at a couple. Instead, it ends the frame on a 5-3 bounce out by Martinez, who hit it well. No runs, a base hit with 2 walks. The bases are left loaded. We'll go to the 8th. Buffalo's still up 2-0 along the Bison Baseball Network and Valley Sports Live. 90 pitches, 64 for strikes. Now for Van Eyck, his 3rd appearance out of the Bison's bullpen and 14th overall on the year. 2-4 with a 5.98 ERA. Starter by trade. Made back-to-back relief appearances against both Columbus and Syracuse. Now will face Rafael Antigua, Rodolfo Castro, and Luis Verdugo.
Bieber did a nice job. Got a lot of ground balls tonight, and when he did get a fly ball, it was to the middle of the diamond. He got a lot of fly balls to center field, to the big part of the ballpark. Pitched very well.
Now Van Eyck looking into his battery mate Bethencourt. First pitch to Antigua is off the corner, ball 1. 7 innings, 6 hits, no runs, 0 walks, 4 strikeouts for Shane Bieber. But as you said, a couple of those base hits, just weak contact, flare base hits. So hit his spots and was very effective. Count is even at 1-1 now.
Yeah, how many walks?
0.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Well, that's the thing. We've seen it now through 3 starts. 1-1. Called strike 2, 1-2. His location is good, mixing in and out, up and down. And yes, he throws 94, so it's not as if he doesn't throw hard at all, but he knows how to pitch and pitch to his strengths.
No doubt.
Van Eyck, the first base side of the rubber, the 1-2. Foul back into the screen, healthy cut at the high fastball at nearly 97. And here's somebody in C.J. Van Eyck who's changed up his throwing routine. One, two. Ball bounced up to the plate. Count is 2-2. For C.J. Van Eyck, he would, like many pitchers, on his starting day, would go out to the field, get ready to throw about 45 minutes before first pitch. 2-2, inside 3-2. That's kind of the standard protocol now. So for a 6:35 game, get out there at about 5:45, 5:50-ish. It's a long time.
That is a long time.
Pitch is high. Lantigua draws the leadoff walk here in the 8th inning. That'll bring the tying run into the batter's box and Rodolfo Castro.
Never a good thing. The leadoff walk. They dreaded leadoff walk.
Especially in a night like tonight where it's just a 2-0 Bison's lead.
That's right. Guy runs into one, you got a problem.
Rodolfo Castro has 13 of them on the year. 57 RBIs as well. Righty on righty. The pitch. Swing and a miss.
Good lead by Lantigua over there.
Riley Tirada trying to keep him close. For C.J. Van Eyck, when he came out of the bullpen in Columbus on July 25, going 4 innings, he warmed up as a reliever. Pitch is low, 1-1. So by meaning he didn't take half hour, 45 minutes. He just warmed up as if any normal reliever would. Had 20 or so pitches and then was ready to go. 1-1. Hit to the right side off the end of the bat. That'll be a base hit. Station to station goes Lantigua. After a walk, a base hit, the tying run is aboard for Lehigh Valley, and a chance for Luis Verdugo with nobody out.
Wouldn't be surprised if he laid one down here. As we said, this team loves to bunt. Usually, you know, at home you play for the Tide, on the road you play for the win. But in this situation, these guys love to bunt, so I'd be expecting it.
Third baseman Stefanik is already in on the grass, so is Tirada. Bunt is shown, and it's hit right back to Van Eyck, who bobbled the throw and will go to first. Relvis Martinez was covering the bag. So advancing is Lantigua to third and Castro to second on the sacrifice. That will go 1-4. And now the tying run is in scoring position.
Pretty good job here as the ball was bunted back to the mound, but it bunted softly. So Van Eyck took a look at third, but I don't think he had a good grip on the ball, so he had to make sure he double gripped it that time, double clutched and fired to first.
Corners pulled in as Justin Crawford lines one to Tirada, and it's caught. On one pitch, it's the second out of the inning, and it's a big one. Runners remain at second and third on the line drive out.
Yeah, I think he got that one a little bit off the end of the bat that time. It might have broke his bat, but he doesn't normally pull the ball. And he was out in front of the changeup that time. Toronto had him played perfectly.
Now an opportunity for Alec Bohm.
This could be a problem.
Bohm 0 for 3 so far. Flew out in foul ground his last time up. Van Eyck's first pitch is fouled back into the screen, went to the sinker on the knuckles, strike one.
Good location there. Try to tie him up and in. 95 on that sinker.
Bohm, one of the 4 strikeouts recorded by Shane Bieber tonight. That came in the opening inning. One chopped off the plate, foul, nothing in 2. I think the moral of the story for C.J. Van Eyck and his routine to get ready, it's not one size fits all. And for Van Eyck, if all he needs is 20 pitches and maybe a little bit of tossing before, that's okay. The 0-2, up and in 1-2. Better than burning yourself out in your bullpen and then you've got nothing left in the tank when the game starts.
Yeah, exactly. You only have so many bullets. You don't want to use them up in the bullpen.
Now the 1-2 pitch inside. Sinker at 96 evens the count at 2-2. I think sometimes, for a young pitching staff, guys just don't want to do something different because, maybe things are working for the other guys, but if it doesn't work for you, adjustments need to be made, and they were. 2-2 is the chopper to the shortstop, Kasevich. Room service hop, pumps into the glove, strong throw, and C.J. Van Eyck works out of the jam. After a leadoff walk and a base hit, both men are left stranded on base, sending us to the bottom of the 8th with Buffalo still up 2-0 along the Bison Baseball Network. Bisons, after having the bases loaded in the 7th, still lead 2-0. Jose Alvarado went 1 inning, gave up 1 hit, no runs, walked 3. He used a double play to get out of the inning. No strikeouts for the hard-throwing left-hander as Mercado's first pitch to Bethancourt is pulled foul. Past Chris Schaefer coaching over at first tonight, strike 1. Second straight night, Chris Schaefer, the Bison's position coach, is over at third, and Trevor Cho, the assistant hitting coach, getting the assignment over at first base. Bethancourt waits for Rafael Antigua to get it back into defensive positioning. Digging into the batter's box as the pitch clock winds from 15. Righty on righty. The 0-1. Breaking ball fouled off into the glove of the catcher Henry. 0-2. Good curveball for Michael Mercado. Nightfall has descended upon Salem Field. Gorgeous night in downtown Buffalo. Hope you're enjoying Bison's baseball. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Went right back to the curve, getting Bethancourt 1 down.
Yeah, good location right there. Good pitch down and away. Christian couldn't reach it.
That is the 9th strikeout by the Iron Pig pitching staff tonight. It's back to the top of the card for Jonathan Clase, who had a double his last time up, just slapping one to left field. Time is called. The baseball got loose on the warning track. Oscar Mercado has to track it down. Eagle eye from the third base umpire, Sean Sparling. Clase, the switch hitter, batting from the left side. Mercado with the letters. Long pause. The pitch. Up and away, ball 1. Went to the fastball but missed the outside corner.
He looks taller than 6'4" to me.
I think you're right. 1-0. Check swing. Did not go on the appeal. 2-0. A couple of guys where you look out there and you think, look a little bit taller than what is listed on the roster. 2-0 pitch. Popped up foul back to our left. Count is now 2-1 as that one will reach the roof. Same 2 teams tomorrow. Lazaro Estrada making the start for Buffalo. 6:35 start time. Pitch over the outside corner on a splitter. Evens the count at 2-2. Duke and I will have TV coverage on My TV Buffalo starting at 6:30. Paul Hamilton will be here at 6:15 along the radio side. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Right back to the curveball. Back-to-back strikeouts from Mercado, and there are 2 out here in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, you got 2 swings and misses on the curveball with 2 strikes. Good pitch.
Bottom just dropped out, and now Damiano Palmagiani, who pinch hit for George Springer in the 6th, bats for the 2nd time tonight. Mercado's first toss is ripped in the air to left field, tagged well. Going back is Lantigua towards the track, and it's off the top of the wall, staying in play. Lantigua will throw it in quickly as Palmagiani dives into second, and he's safe. It's a 2-out wall ball double for Damiano Palmagiani here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Now, the only reason that ball didn't go out, it wasn't hit high enough. I mean, the ball was tattooed. He left it on the inside third. He creamed it. Hit about 3/4 of the way up the wall. Bounced right back to Lantigua. And good hustle by Palmagiani, diving in just ahead of the tag. And I was just about to say the Bison's in danger of going down 1-2-3 tonight. They haven't had a 1-2-3 inning all night. Palmagiani remedied that.
Off the bat at 108.2 for Palmagiani. Now R.J. Schreck digs in. He swings away and pops one up into shallow left field. The shortstop Castro is called off by the third baseman. Walton makes the catch on the foul side of the chalk, and that will do it for Buffalo. Despite the 2-out double by Palmigiani, he's left stranded, and we'll go to the 9th. Buffalo trying to hold on to.
Number 4, Donovan Walton.
312th victory for Casey Candell that would put him into a tie in the modern era with Marty Brown.
How about that?
1 from a tie, 2 from a overall record. First pitch taken down and in for a ball, 1-0. Van Eyck back from the wind. This is inside with a curveball, 2-0. Another pitch low, this time on the fastball. Walton ahead in the count, 3-0, trying to get aboard, bringing the tying run in the batter's box.
Cannot walk the leadoff man in the 9th inning in a 2-run ball game.
3-0 poured right down the middle, the called strike, and it's now 3-1 on Donovan Walton.
And a good break last inning when that line drive went right at the first baseman.
Van Eyck rocks into the line with a 3-1. Breaking balls high, ball 4. Went to the slider and missed upstairs. Second straight inning with a leadoff walk for Lehigh Valley. And the tying run in Christian Arroyo will dig into the batter's box.
Hey. You know, you got to go after him there. Throw it over the plate. If he hits it out, so what? You're still ahead 2-1.
Instead, now Arroyo represents the tying run as he swings away, popping it up foul, first base side. That'll get over the screen and into the seats. Strike 1.
Made a ground ball.
Was aided by that line drive last inning. Got out of the frame unscathed. Ooh, pitch hits the hand of Arroyo. Oh, he's hit on the left hand, and he is in a lot of pain. Oh, you could hear it on the batter's mic. That was a direct strike off that left hand. And Arroyo's in a lot of discomfort.
Fastball running up and in. Oh, been there. Not good. A walk and hit batter.
And now there's some conversation between the Iron Pig dugout and Christian Bethencourt as Arroyo taps Bethencourt. Say it. I know there was no intent.
No, you can't hit this guy because that's a tying run.
Arroyo getting the strength test from the athletic trainer. Andrew Dodson trying to see if Arroyo has any strength in that hand, and he's going to come out of the game. Unfortunate for Christian Arroyo. So his night is over. Let's see who comes off the bench here. Looks like Brewer Hicklin will come on and pinch run for Arroyo, representing the game's tying run. And now Drew Hayes will head out to the mound as well and talk things over with C.J. Van Eyck.
Well, the only good thing about this situation is you got the catcher at the plate who's a double play candidate if you get that ball on the ground. But you just cannot walk the guy and then hit the guy to start the 9th inning in a 2-run ball game. Obviously, he's not trying to do that, but you know, you throw a 3-1 slider. I don't know. That's tough.
Resulted in a walk and now a hit batter. Brings Peyton Henry to the plate against his former team. Bison's Baseball is brought to you by NBT Bank. You want to cap the official on-field cap of minor league baseball in the Buffalo Bisons, and by ECMC, the difference between healthcare and true care. So now Peyton Henry represents the go-ahead run in the batter's box. Corners pulled in expecting a bunt. Didn't show, and a slider up and in is taken for ball 1.
And as I said before, you know, you play for the tie at home and the win on the road. So if you're playing for the win, you're not bunting there because that would only get you 2 runs, and that would tie the game.
Henry swings away, pops it up third base side in foul ground. Michael Stefanik over by the bag now in fair territory will make the catch as the infield fly rule is enforced.
Plus, you got Peyton Henry. He's probably not bunted 5 times in his career, to tell you the truth.
Swinging away, he pops out on the infield. One down for Oscar Mercado. 9 homers, 54 RBIs in his time with the Iron Pigs this year. A 1-for-3 day, a base hit back in the 5th, bookended by a strikeout and a flyout. And he takes a slider high, ball 1. One-0 pitch. Breaking ball strike. Slider bent over the inside corner, evening up the count at 1-1. Can the Bisons hold on? 2 runs on 10 hits, no errors. 0-7-0 for Lehigh Valley. 1-1 offering. He's popped up off the fist foul. That'll land in the seats, and the count is 1-2. Couple of boos for the fan that boxed the souvenir. Try to go one hand instead of using 2. Learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
At least he made an attempt at it, unlike our friend Paul Hamilton.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't bail. 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Mercado chases the curveball, and now Lehigh Valley is down to their final out.
Yeah, good breaking ball right there. Bottom drops out of this curveball. Starts it right at the middle of the plate, breaks it down and away.
Last chance is the former Bison Rafael Antigua as he takes up and in for a ball. 1-0. Antigua 1 for 2. Last time up walked to lead off last inning as he takes off the outside corner. And it's now 2-0. Righty and righty. The 2-0 pitch is hit off the end of the bat towards center field. Coming on is Clase. On the run, he makes the catch. Lantigua flies out, and the Bison shut out the Iron Pigs 2-0.
Another outstanding effort by the Bison pitching staff this evening. They threw the one-hitter the other day, and now they shut him out again. RBI double for Elvis Martinez back in the 2nd inning, and the solo home run by George Springer in the 3rd. That's all the scoring in this ball game. Bison's left a ton of guys on base, but they got enough to pick up another one in the W column.
And with that victory tonight, Casey Candell wins his 312th game as the Bison's manager, putting him into a modern era tie with Marty Brown. The next victory would be 313 for Casey and putting him alone atop the modern era managerial win record. So for the final totals for tonight, the Bison score their 2 runs on 10 hits without committing an error. For Lehigh Valley, no runs on 7 hits, played errorless baseball as well. Hurd pick up the win tonight, and how about Shane Bieber as he pitched 8 innings for the Bisons, notching a victory. He's 1-1 in his 3 starts with Buffalo and got better every time.
Oh, yeah, I tell you what, scattered, what, 6 hits, but no walks, you know, unbelievable. And he got some double play balls, and that's his game right there. You know, throw strikes.
With the victory, the Bisons overall in the year 46-68. Lehigh Valley falling to 66-51. The Bisons pick up the win, and we will talk to you again tomorrow night. Paul Hamilton will be on the radio side at 6:15. Duke and I will be over on My TV Buffalo for what will be Game 5 of this 6-game series. But for all of us tonight, along the network, again, the final score, Buffalo 2, Lehigh Valley nothing. For our network producer, Frank Lopez, and our broadcast partner, the Buffalo Baseball Hall of Famer, Duke McGuire, I'm Pat Malacaro, thanking you for tuning in to the AAA affiliate of the Toronto Blue Jays, who play right here over the Bison Baseball Network and Valley Sports Live.